My neighbor left a box on my porch. Every Friday morning, without fail, a small brown box appeared on my front porch. No note, no return address, no delivery company. Just a plain cardboard box sitting neatly beside my welcome mat. The first time it happened, I assumed it had been delivered to the wrong house. I asked my neighbors, posted in the neighborhood Facebook group, and even called a few delivery services. No one claimed it. Inside the box was a loaf of fresh, homemade bread. It smelled incredible. I didn't eat it. I threw it away. The next Friday, another box appeared. This time, it contained a jar of homemade strawberry jam and a handwritten card with only 3 words: "For your breakfast." No signature. That was when I installed a security camera. The following Friday, I woke up early, made coffee, and watched the live camera feed. At exactly 5:02 a.m., the camera suddenly froze. For 7 seconds. When the picture returned, the box was already sitting on my porch. No person. No car. Nothing. I replayed the footage over and over. The same thing happened every time. 7 seconds of static. Then the package magically appeared. By the 4th Friday, I wasn't scared anymore. I was curious. The boxes became stranger each week. Fresh flowers, old photographs of places I'd never visited, a vintage pocket watch that still worked. Then came the 5th Friday. The box felt much heavier than the others. Inside was an old wooden key. Beneath it was another note. "It's time." That was it. No explanation. I spent the entire weekend wondering what the key belonged to. On Monday evening, I noticed something unusual. The elderly man who lived across the street, the quiet neighbor everyone simply called Mr. Harris, was struggling to unlock the door to his old garden shed. He looked frustrated. Without thinking, I walked over. "Need some help?" I asked. He smiled. "I lost my spare key years ago." Something about his words made my heart race. I reached into my pocket. The wooden key from the mysterious box fit perfectly into the old lock. The shed door slowly creaked open. Inside wasn't gardening equipment. It was a tiny workshop. Shelves covered every wall. Hundreds of carefully crafted wooden toys, music boxes, and hand-carved animals filled the room. Mr. Harris stared silently. Tears formed in his eyes. "I made these for children," he whispered. "But after my wife passed away, I couldn't bring myself to finish donating them." He looked at me. "I've been waiting for someone kind enough to help me." I asked him the question that had been haunting me for weeks. "Were you the one leaving those boxes on my porch?" He smiled softly. "No." I felt the blood drain from my face. "If it wasn't you." He slowly pointed toward the small white house at the end of the street. "Before she died, my wife wrote letters for 5 families. She still believed in kindness." He handed me a faded envelope. On the back were the words, "Open only after the 5th box." Inside was a letter. It explained everything. Mrs. Harris had spent years quietly helping neighbors, without ever asking for recognition. Before she passed away, she prepared 5 mystery boxes to remind strangers that kindness still exists. Each gift had a purpose. The bread reminded someone they were cared for. The jam encouraged them to share a meal. The flowers brightened a difficult week. The old watch reminded them that time is precious. And the final key, it wasn't meant to unlock a door. It was meant to unlock a person's heart. That weekend, Mr. Harris and I loaded every handmade toy into my truck. Together, we donated them to the local children's hospital. Months later, something unexpected happened. One Friday morning, I noticed a small brown box sitting on another neighbor's porch. No return address, no delivery label, just 3 handwritten words. "For your breakfast." I smiled. Sometimes kindness doesn't disappear. It simply finds a new address.